Hey everyone, and welcome to my first video here on YouTube. I'm filming this video because I got a lot of time on my hands and I want to take you on a journey with me playing Sims, actually just exploring on my journey as a newbie. So here I'm thinking about which lot I'm going to choose. I actually just bought the Get Famous packs, so I'm still in the exploring phase. I know some tips and tricks, but I'm far from an expert. So I didn't have any challenge for this build. I was just thinking about just remodeling, and not the only rules I made myself was don't move any exterior walls, any windows. I can delete all the walls inside and rearrange the plan layout, but I can't do anything exterior. So first I was thinking about just taking everything out, starting fresh. First I was thinking about still keeping the kitchen in the same spot, but after I deleted everything, as you'll see in a couple of seconds, I thought it would be a good idea to just increase the value of the property and make 2 bedrooms instead of 1. I tried to speed it up for you guys to make it a bit more interesting, not keeping it as slow. I was still going to keep 1 bathroom, but yeah, increase by 1 bedroom at least. In addition to the Get Famous pack, I just bought the spa pack as well, or the wellness pack. I'm not sure what it's called in English. Spa, yeah. So I want to try out the new tiles as well. I wanted to make it modern, so even though the wallpaper for the kids' room was kind of cute, didn't fit the style. At first I thought these doors would be perfect, they looked sleek, modern, but as you'll see later I changed them because they had scratches and marks on them and I want them more sleek. This color is a bit odd, I know, but there's something about it that makes it so... it just made me fall for it. You know, you sometimes have something's a bit quirky, but you still just gotta have it. I've tried to see in a lot of videos myself of other YouTubers playing Sims, and they had this thing when you choose your own cabinets, you can make this waterfall island. And I struggle a bit with that, so I'm not sure if that's something to do with custom content, because I haven't started doing custom content yet. So if anyone has some tips, I'm happy to hear from you in the comment section below. Even though I want to make this a modern house, I still want it to feel homey and down to earth, even though it's a bit quirky. And the layout is quite Nordic, or not the part where you go straight into the living room and kitchen, but the part where you're actually sitting and eating in the middle of your kitchen. That's something quite Nordic about it. As you'll see during this video, I'm a bit all over the place. I go back and forth. I'm trying to improve doing more elaborate decorations and stuff. I'm not too good with my concentration and staying too long in one place. I have to jump a bit, then come back, rearrange, decorate some more. But yeah, you'll see. I'm trying to improve. This recliner, if that's what you call it, is really something you get from Denmark, Sweden, or Norway. And I also just turned on my Move Objects. It's really helpful. Something I couldn't really decide on either was the mantle, or the combination with the colors of the fireplace. Several of them had these cool colors on them, but it didn't really fit the a bit odd sofa. And I still wanted it to look kind of, had some style over it and not too much clash of color at once. I want to try and see if I could stack the small tables on top of each other, but right there I struggle really by finding. On a Nordic keyboard you have the number 9 to take it up and down, but I couldn't really think about it right there and then. I totally forgot, so that's why I deleted it. I really like the bed. It seemed cozy and not too modern. As you see, I want to mix the rustic and make it a bit odd and not too fancy schmancy. I really love those suitcases, but I don't use them often enough. And there I kind of broke my rule. I said I wouldn't change or remove the windows, but I suddenly noticed that the window were lower than the other one, so I had to even them out. Frozen theme. I just went to see Frozen 2 on cinema. It was awesome. And that gives me all the vibes. This chest of drawers I really struggle with, as you'll see, because I haven't quite figured that out yet, because as you know, I'm a newbie. I tried to press the Alt button and move it around the plant as much as I would like without being restricted by the corners and the squares, but it didn't happen. So that's why it's standing still, because I was thinking so hard, how do I do this? And as you'll see in a couple of seconds, I also struggled with several things. And I've seen in other videos that they do this thing where they have the object outside of the surface they want it on, and have some sort of level where they can heighten the item they want and then move it, but I'm not sure how they do it, so I couldn't really place this CD collection because there weren't any room left, and even though I pressed the Alt button, it still is kind of jumpy. So if anyone has some tips for me, I'm happy to hear. Oh no, I totally see it now. I forgot curtains. Or maybe I do that later, I'm not quite sure. I guess we'll see. And if you are noticing it, we still have the fire alarm on the wall. Because, as I told you before, I was planning on making the kitchen in the same area as it was in the beginning, but that didn't happen, but I'll fix it in the end. That bed sheets, or those bed sheets, are kind of giving me this cozy cottage vibe with all the, I guess it's stripes, but it gives me the, you know, the play, what's it called? Squares on top of each other? Plate? I'm not sure. Even though it's so cozy, I still want it kind of fancy. I was thinking about doing two focus walls, but I was thinking if there is a guy involved or someone with a different taste, they might not like it being too girly. I thought the pictures were a bit too childish, you know. In the big cities, people are making pictures with spray cans, and the big pictures kind of remind me of those because, yeah, it wasn't the one I thought suited the building the most. But I definitely want to use that mural with the flowers on them. Sometime, I don't know when, maybe in the next build. And here you have one of the things I haven't quite grasped yet. When you minimize or make something smaller, you try to, that has a ring effect, because then you have to place stuff on it like lights, lamps, and they don't fit whatsoever because you have to place them on a nightstand, as you see here. And so I had to heighten them, and I tried to get as close as possible and tried to fit them in the small square I got. When I turn around, they played a trick on my site, and I haven't put them on the nightstand at all. So I just gave up in the end this time. I wasn't quite happy with this rug actually. I felt like that'll do, and I went on, so I don't know why, but I could probably have found a much worse carpet if I tried, so it's probably not the worst one. And now I'm trying to do what I'm not too good at and normally don't use too much time at, making it a mess, or not making it a mess, but looking it lived in, and not like something that's staged for an open house. I'm really interested in actually in interior, and I've heard that it's really a good idea to bring your curtain rod as close to the ceiling as possible, because even though you have smaller windows, if your curtains are covering your entire wall, you can utilize your high ceiling or the ceiling height you got. So that was what I was trying to do. Maybe not the ideal curtains, but I thought they looked okay. And then it's time for, you know, the bathroom. And here's where I noticed that the doors were really worn down and not too pretty at all. So I had to change them. And I just saw this tip on another video. I can't remember the YouTuber, but with the pack college something, you get these shower heads and not the entire cabinet. And with that you can make this modern shower that people, or a lot of people, have. I probably didn't find the right windows, but I thought they worked okay, actually. I wasn't quite happy with the blue tiles in the shower, but I couldn't find the right ones, and I kind of were, I don't know, I didn't have the patience, or I'm not too experienced, I don't know. If you have some tips for me, leave them down below. What's your favorite towels to use in the bathroom? Or maybe you don't use towels at all, maybe you just use paint on the walls and linoleum, I'm not sure. When I was younger, we had linoleum on our bathroom floors. That was something for the eye. Now the finishing touches. I love this old-fashioned desk. And though the chair was kind of old-fashioned in the style, they didn't suit at all because it looked like metal. And this one suited way better. So now I'm thinking about, okay, since I didn't move the walls, is the ceiling still intact? And it is. So here's my build, you guys. Thanks for listening in, tuning in, and hope to see you next time. Bye!